Edom and Ishmael, enemies of the Israelites. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the believers, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. And here recently we have the Negroes, mainly from the tribe of Yahweh, going to these events, these demonstrations, these protests, and they're standing side by side with the Palestinians. So I'm asking the question, when did they ever fight for you? All right. So while you Negroes put your life on the line for them, when have they stood up for you? You know, when have they formed a movement for you? Okay. Never. Okay. We know that there are Negroes, Israelites from the tribe of Yahweh in Palestine, over there in Gaza, right? We know that. We know that we have Israelites all scattered in every nation, okay? We know that in Israel we have Israelites, so-called Negroes, right? From the tribe of Yahweh, the Demonia Israelites over there in Demonia near that nuclear plant. We know they're there. But let me say this, okay? It's not our duty to try and, protest against anybody. That's not how Yahweh Shah set things up. So we're not supposed to be amongst the people at these rallies, these protests. All right. That's what I'm trying to say. We're not supposed to be amongst these people at these protests. Okay. All right. Let me read Psalms 83 verses. We'll just read Psalms 83, which points out who our enemies are, because most of y'all don't know. Okay. All right. Psalms 83 verses 1. A psalm of Asaph. Keep not silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. Who are your enemies? Israel, you must know, okay, who your enemies are, okay? Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom. If you don't already know, the Edomites are the so-called white man, all right, including the Israeli smallheads, all right, which are the chief tribe of the Edomites, the Amalekites, all right, and the Ishmaelites, okay. So the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites, okay. The Ishmaelites are the Arabs, okay, these Arabs. So what I'm trying to point out, and you can read on your own time the rest of them, but you have to understand that the Most High pointed out that Edom and Ishmael would be enemies of the Israelites, okay? And that's the reason why you should not form no friendships and be amongst them in no kind of protests, all right? Because they are your enemies, okay? Both of them, interestingly, were passed by the Most High. Ishmael and Edom were firstborn sons. They were both firstborn sons, but they were not accepted by the Most High. Okay, they were rejected. Okay, all right, and both of them, through them, have created a religion. Ishmael, a moon worship god, a moon god worship, and Edom, Christianity and Catholicism. Okay, both of them were passed over though. The Most High was not dealing with Edom, with Esau, and therefore Jacob was given the promise, and with Ishmael, the Lord set him aside and chose Isaac, okay, as the chosen seed. So Jacob and Isaac. Okay, so you have to understand that. All right. Genesis chapter 16, verses 3. When Sarah was barren, she could not have a child. She gave her handmaid, which was Hagar, to her husband Abraham. She was an Egyptian. All right. Let's read Genesis 16 and 3. And Sarah, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. Okay, so she was angry because back in the ancient world, it was a blessing to conceive children and to be married. Okay. But Abram said unto Sarah, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand, do to her as it pleases thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself unto her hands. And the angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has heard thy affliction. And this is the point. These are the Arabs of today. Arabs. Okay? And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. So this is Ishmael. This is the Palestinians storming a military air base in Turkey, a U.S. military air base in Turkey where they house the military. Okay, check this out. They stormed this military base. So you see that? So that's the reason why you really need to stay away from them. Okay? I mean, as far as these demonstrations and events with their protests, the Hebrew Israelites need to stay out of it. Okay.
African ancestor. How Arabs came to be in the northern part of Africa. Arab slavery had already begun in Africa more than 700 years before European transatlantic slave trade. The slave trade began when the Arabs invaded North Africa for the first time in the 7th century AD. The first Arab entry into Africa was through Kemet. They took possession of the Kemetic pyramids, art, and coffins, digging up the black Africans for a profit. An Arab military general named General Amir ibn Alas invaded Egypt in December 639 AD. Amir had successfully conquered Egypt and went ahead and conquered other places such as Tunisia and western Libya. Once these areas had been completely conquered by the Arabs, they imposed tributes of 360 slaves in all regions they occupied and controlled. With this Islamic slave trade in Africa, North Africans were Islamized by their Arab slave masters. And today, many Africans pose as Muslims without knowing how the owners of such a religion brutally enslaved their black African ancestor. How Arab
The Arab-Muslim slave trade occurred for more than 1,300 years. The Arab-Muslim slave trade occurred for more than 1,300 years. Scholars estimate that about 9 million Africans were enslaved during that time. Slaves from as far as Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia were sold at the Zanzibar market and shipped to the Persian Gulf or Arabic Peninsula, where they worked in Oman, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Iraq. Slaves captured in West Africa would be forced to walk across the hot sands of the Sahara, a journey which most did not survive. Today, slave routes in the Sahara can still be traced by the bones of dead Africans. Upon arrival, male slaves would work in the fields, and to ensure that they never reproduced, the men and boys were castrated and made eunuchs in a brutal operation by which the majority would lose their lives. The Arab masters frequently raped black female slave women. This explains the existence of the modern black Arabs. In Malawi, slavery was officially criminalized in 2007, with mentions of some Arab countries currently being involved. The Arab-Muslim slave trade occurred for more than 1,300 years. Scholars estimate.
But what has remained a secret and not spoken of is the Jewish involvement in the undoing of black people and the slave trade and the owners of ships and the selling and dehumanizing of black people.
Jewish man admits his ancestors owned slaves.
Of the Germany and the South.
Yeah.
Two places that we have fought against as a country.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. I hope no slaves show up on this.
Please turn the page. Now, Larry, this is another part of the 18th.
Oh, you did it! You did it! I knew it! I knew it! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable.
Boy!
That's unbelievable.
Oh boy! Name of the slave owner! Henry Bernstein! My great-grandfather was a slave owner! Slaves, one female, age 4, mulatto, one female, age 17, mulatto. Professor, I'm so sorry. You can see why my father didn't want to tell me anything about his family.